If you are a man looking for more energy, focus, and self-control, I have prepared a powerful ebook that will show you how semen retention can transform your life. Link in the first pinned comment. Everything you were taught about being a man is incomplete. They forced you to believe that masculinity is about dominating, winning, and ejaculating all the time. But what if I told you that true masculine power begins when you learn to save, and not waste, your most precious energy? Yes, that's exactly what you thought. Semen retention is not monk talk or internet madness. It is an ancient practice that holds the key to awakening your divine masculinity. And no, we're not just talking about physical benefits. We are talking about focus, charisma, clarity, presence. Does it seem exaggerated? So answer me, why did the most disciplined and magnetic men in the world, from Nikola Tesla to Muhammad Ali, practice exactly this? Because they knew that to retain is to transform. And when you learn to use this energy, your mind clears, your body strengthens, and your soul begins to shine with the light of the Creator of the universe. And the best part, the results appear quickly. In a few days, you already feel more energetic, more confident, and a strange peace. In a good way. If you are tired of living on autopilot, feeling like something is missing but you don't know what, pay attention to this content until the end. What you'll discover here isn't just a habit, it's an initiation. A new way of living, thinking, and acting. Because, in the end, true prosperity begins when you stop emptying yourself and start filling yourself. A while ago, being a man just meant providing, resisting, and keeping quiet. But there is a turning point happening. Men who walked in the dark are now beginning to rediscover their essence, the one that was forgotten amid the rush and confusion of modern life. True masculinity does not shout or impose itself. It vibrates at a higher frequency, where strength goes hand in hand with compassion and leadership with listening. All of this begins when man chooses to honor the temple of his body, recognizing in it the spark of the Creator of the universe. Semen retention, as strange as it may seem to those who have never heard of it, is a key to this rescue. It's not about repressing, it's about transmuting. The man who retains this vital energy begins to observe something subtle. His mind clears, his gaze becomes firmer, his speech gains more peace. It's as if, little by little, he was taking over the helm of his own vessel. And if you doubt it, try it, 7 days without ejaculating and watch how your mood changes. It's not magic, it's biology aligned with spirituality. This practice allows men to walk with more intention. Instead of acting on impulse, he thinks, feels, and chooses maturely. He no longer needs to prove anything to anyone, because he already feels prosperous internally, in light, in prosperity, in presence. A simple example. Instead of seeking validation in shallow relationships, he dedicates his time to studying, meditating, reading something like The Power of Now or the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And this new lifestyle, silently, begins to radiate into the environment. But this story continues with an invisible detail that operates within the male body and that few truly understand. Testosterone is like a man's inner sun. When it is balanced, everything flourishes around it. Confidence, firmness, clarity of purpose. But what few know is that this strength doesn't just come from biology, it comes from the daily choice to preserve your vital energy. Semen retention acts as a silent catalyst, stabilizing hormones and allowing a man to walk with more peace, even in the midst of chaos. He doesn't rush, he doesn't apologize for existing. It simply is, with the strength of someone who knows where it comes from, the Creator of the universe. Many say it is difficult to stay focused, make quick decisions, or not give in to everyday pressures. But the man who learns to retain and cultivate his energy notices something almost magical. He does not need to force authority. It is already in his voice, in his gaze, in his presence. An example. Instead of procrastinating or relying on external approval, he structures his day with discipline. Wake up early, take a cold shower, practice conscious breathing, review your goals. And suddenly, prosperity starts knocking on the door, not by chance, but by frequency. This hormonal power, when well taken care of, does not make him aggressive, it makes him centered. He knows what he wants and how to get there, without stepping on anyone. Your assertiveness becomes your signature. And the best part, he begins to inspire other men by example, not by imposition. Thus, man enters a cycle of sustained growth, where his masculine energy aligns with the light that dwells within him. And when this balance begins to form, something even more subtle happens within it. Something that has to do with invisible but essential harmony. When hormones go into disarray, the mind becomes a battlefield. Racing thoughts, irritation for no reason, mental fatigue. Everything seems out of place. But there is an alchemy happening when man chooses to respect his biological cycle. Semen retention acts as a tuner, balancing testosterone, DHT, and even estrogen. It is at this point that he begins to experience a mental clarity so powerful that it seems supernatural. But deep down, it's just the creator of the universe restoring order within it. Men who previously reacted impulsively now take a breath before acting. The mind organizes itself. The words flow. And that constant anxiety begins to give way to serenity. A very simple example. Work meetings where he used to get lost in the middle of his ideas. Now he leads with calm, looking people in the eye, speaking with conviction. This is hormonal peace. This is prosperity in the form of lucidity. Small actions like drinking ashwagandha tea or practicing daily meditation help with this internal balance. These are tools that every awakened man should explore. And the most curious thing is that, the more this harmony is established, the more man realizes that he doesn't need so much effort to be respected. The energy that was previously dispersed now pulses in one place, within him. This is reflected in relationships, speech, decisions. Clarity makes him a natural leader, and this spreads like light wherever he goes. And it is in this state that he begins to realize the impact of the body on the mind, and the mind on the body, a connection as subtle as it is powerful, about to deepen even further. Few men realize how much the body talks, and even more so, how much it thinks. The integration between brain and body is one of the most powerful keys to full masculinity. When vital energy is retained, the body stops being just a vehicle and becomes an antenna tuned to the will of the creator of the universe. His posture improves, his gaze becomes firmer, and even the way he walks changes. It is as if the body began to obey the mind, and the mind became a mirror of the spirit. With sexual energy preserved, areas such as the prefrontal cortex and hypothalamus gain a natural upgrade. This directly affects the ability to focus, strategy, libido, and vitality. A man who practices retention does not bow easily to challenges. He observes them calmly and acts with precision. Want to see a practical example? He starts to eat better, trains more consciously, avoids useless distractions, and notices that his productivity increases even with less effort. This silent prosperity is the light that begins to radiate from the inside out. What I'm explaining here is much more detailed in my ebook, The Power of Semen Retention. There is a simple step-by-step guide for you to apply in your everyday life. It's really worth it. And this new way of inhabiting one's own body generates a presence that attracts. He doesn't need to say much to be noticed. The energy he carries is felt. In social environments, everyone notices something different, without understanding exactly what. It is the integration between the physical and the mental, driven by an energy that was previously lost down the drain. And when man understands this power, he opens himself to something even more subtle and magnetic, the expansion of his energy field and the awakening of his true frequency. There is a type of energy that cannot be seen, but felt, and it is as real as the air we breathe. When man begins to retain his vital energy, the electromagnetic field around the body intensifies. It's as if it starts to charge an invisible battery, recharged directly by the creator of the universe. This field is what the ancients called spend, or prana. And when chi flows without blockages, life begins to move forward. Luck changes. The doors open. But it's not magic, it's tuning. A man with blocked chi is exhausted, even though he sleeps well. Those who allow this flow feel a constant vitality, a vibrant peace that does not depend on the external. He begins to realize that his energy infects environments, influences conversations, and even changes the dynamics of relationships. Want a simple example? Just when he walks into a room, people pay attention. It doesn't force, it resonates. And this happens when it connects with practices that unblock energy flow, such as Tai Chi, conscious breathing, or even sunbathing in the morning. This energetic resonance is like a magnet. It attracts people, opportunities, and ideas. He begins to live with purpose, with clarity, with that prosperity that does not need ostentation. Your presence becomes a kind of living light, which inspires without words. And in this state, man is ready to act with total focus, without fear, without hesitation, because the accumulated energy is transformed into readiness. A readiness that does not come from anxiety, but from something much more powerful and serene, about to be awakened. There is a huge difference between being busy and being ready. The man who lives on autopilot, reacting to everything, is just burning energy. But the man who retains his life force strategically activates the sympathetic nervous system. He prepares to act, not just reacts. This creates an internal state where he can take action with focus, courage, and presence, without exhausting himself. It's as if the creator of the universe was breathing into your ears, "Now is the time." And he goes, without stopping. This state of readiness is the opposite of impulsiveness. He wakes up with purpose, eats with awareness, trains with intensity, and breathes with intention. A good example of this. Instead of getting lost in social media first thing in the morning, he starts the day with 10 minutes of Wim Hof breathing, followed by stretching or functional training. This connects your body to the mission of the day. He doesn't just do more. He does it better, with more peace, more prosperity, more inner light. He is a calm warrior, with a sharp spirit and a ready body. This readiness also protects. He feels when something is out of his vibrational field, realizes when a conversation is draining his energy, and knows when to leave. This is awakened instinct, not paranoia. His intuition sharpens because he is no longer numb. The retained energy becomes an invisible shield. And at this point, man realizes that his journey goes beyond biology, beyond the mind. It is an inner call that begins to echo clearly, almost like a whisper. Now that you have awakened, what are you going to do with all this? Now that you've seen the absurd power that exists within you, the question that remains is, what are you going to do with all of this? Are you going to let this information die like another watched video? Or are you going to apply it and truly transform your life? You already understand that semen retention is not about repression, it's about awakening. It's about accessing the strength that the creator of the universe planted in you, but that the world tried to erase with distractions, addictions, and empty promises. Starting today, start simple. 7 days without emptying yourself. Notice how your mind reacts, how your body responds, how your energy changes. Journal, meditate, walk quietly in the morning, practice conscious breathing. Feel the peace coming. You will notice that the light begins to come on in the small details. And with it comes prosperity, not only material, but of spirit, of focus, of personal power. So, tell me, will you continue living like others, or will you choose to become who you were born to be? If this content made sense to you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. Here we don't say what everyone else says. We go deep and deliver what really transforms. And hey, this is just the beginning. More to come, because your journey is just beginning. Don't leave it for later. Click on the first pinned comment, purchase the ebook, and start changing your energy, your mind, and your life today.